Phil? I don't even remember.
Actually, I reached out to you because I had seen that you
That's
were
right.
putting up some art and stuff like that, and asked you if you wanted to do a show.
That's right. On Twitter, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yes.
Good times. That feels like forever ago.
Now,
Yeah,
have you guys?
it does, and actually, you were already up to that was book one. Now you're up to book four.
Actually, that was the first book one.
Yes.
So
Yes.
technically, it was 5 issues ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
you guys,
Yeah, that was 6 months ago. So six,
you
seven
guys
months.
have collaborated before, or have you guys, have you guys worked before, or have done anything together yet?
No, he interviewed me twice now. Once with the first artist, and then like what, a couple weeks ago.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of actually sharing as well. So
Okay, yeah,
I
everybody
know.
got
I'm like, have my face
yeah,
on.
we did a pre-recorded just a couple of weeks ago, and it dropped, I believe, last week, if I'm not mistaken. Time
Woohoo.
flies whenever you're having fun.
anybody's a Facebook user, you got to go to StreamYard and got to go through there. That's how it works.
I got it covered.
Everybody,
I'm about to pop this thing right now. There we go. Bam! I'm on this.
there it is. Got some people. There we go. All right. So, Carissa, the Worthy
Yes.
Chaos Comics. You
Hello.
say you have been writing for how many years now? You say
17 years as a role player, and this story was for 2 years, the last 2.5 years.
so. Explain to me about the role playing. Talk. You kind of give us your background. We kind of work our way from the back to all the way up till now. We kind of do the history thing because
Sure.
I'm dyslexic too.
Yeah, so it all started from Resident Evil 2. I played the game. I saw I, I
Jeez.
saw I saw a commercial for the crocodile coming out to get Leon, and I begged my parents for PlayStation 1 to go play this game based on that one part of the commercial. And we went out and got it. I rented the game with no instructions. I tried to play Resident Evil 2, and Leon just kept walking into the fire, and I hated it. So I threw the controller, and my brother came in, played it too easily. I got mad, kicked him out, and then I started playing it. And I got so obsessed with the game that later on, after the movie Stay Alive, I was researching about it, and I came upon MySpace, and they were role playing Stay Alive, and I asked them, how is that even legal? And they're like, oh, you're fine, just pick a character. So I picked Claire Redfield, and I role played Claire Redfield for 15 years, and I was quite popular as her. So pretty much I role played Resident Evil and Supernatural. I had this role that I held on to about an angelic weapon that the angel Remnal carries. And I found somebody out of nowhere, asked them to take the role, and we role played for 2.5 years straight so far. And we just kept writing. So it wasn't meant to be a comic book. It wasn't meant to be novels. It was just meant to be fun. But the story, not only did we get incredibly obsessed with it, it was just too good of a story to waste. So I decided to start making it into a comic book about 7 months ago. So, and now I still don't know what I'm doing.
Well, you seem like you're doing something you love to do, or what I mean is come from something you've played and done before, and doing some role playing and putting it into action. And now you're writing. And we talked. We kind of did an interview here about 3 or 4 days ago, and we were talking about the artist on this Worthy Chaos that you got 2 books behind you, or
Yep.
two. Well, I'll say 2 books, but 2 posters,
2 banners. Yep.
2 banners. Now, who's the artist on those you've got back there?
So,
somebody said overseas.
Huh?
She said something about somebody being overseas or.
Yeah. Hi, Joseph. Thank you. So this is my artist, Jonas DeCosta. He actually is in the UK. This is Anubis fighting one of our demons, and these are our 2 main characters: the angel descendant, Seraphina, the demon descendant, Draven. And I don't think you. Oh yeah, you can see it right there. Is our decaying vampire, one of the clotters that if they don't feed directly from humans, they start to decay. So he's kind of like a zombie going on over there.
That's some awesome artwork. Speaking of artists, we just had Chelsea show up. Our young up and coming artist just showed up here.
What's up, Chelsea?
Chelsea, she's working with Demon Field. What do you want to call him? Diamond Field. We might just change it, right there. Your name. But no, we you're the artist, and you're the Arthur. She's the artist. You write it down, and this lady here, she does paintings like you've never seen. So just somebody else to just more contacts and more people to have connections with. This is what this is all about. Me and Steve talk about this all the time in our other groups, and me and Phil and Lady Trish and everybody that's in this group. We always talk about this. This is what we're here for. It's not about us. It's not about I think me and you and Steve talked about it. People say, when you come on our show, or come on their show, we expect money. No, not here. We don't want nothing. We want people to come in and enjoy the conversation. Get your brand out. Get your face recognition. Get everything that you need out there to everybody, to focus groups, to people that you normally wouldn't maybe see, or they wouldn't know who you are, or see something new and connect and make these connections. And I know Steve and Phil will agree. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
Well, I just added Chelsea on Facebook.
Good. Well, hey, let me tell you something. Phil, kind of explain to our young friend here that what you guys are working on and how this has come about.
Well, Corissa, you already know, working on first published book will be coming out toward the end of the month is what we're shooting for on that. And the first cover that we commissioned out to be done is we actually reached out to Chelsea because we saw her on one of the shows, and some other people were kind of, bringing her to my attention. And we have her first published cover will be on our book for Voices in the Dark. Nice. And could not be more excited about that. So this is one of those things like he's talking about where people kind of work together to get some networking done and get some things moving around at times. It doesn't always work for everybody that's out there, but sometimes it just takes that extra push from someone else out there that you didn't realize. Whenever this came to my attention about the cover, we actually had the cover situation just about locked in. And then whenever I saw that and it was brought to my attention, she has the standard cover A for the Kickstarter. So she is going to be front and center for all of this with her cover because we enjoy it so much. So it's one of those things that just means a lot to us to have someone, especially that's not as much of a foundation in the indies just yet and wants to get a foothold. We try to do that as well. And you and I have talked about that, of course, Corissa, and your situation as well, because you coming into this, you didn't have much of a foundation there as well. And all of a sudden now you have built it on the bodies of those below you. You put the concrete down to actually have it, where you got a good foundation going now.
Yes, I knew nothing about comics and I jumped in, whether smart or stupid. And my artist also is new. This is his first paid job in the comic industry. And you can absolutely see the progression of his work from the first issue he worked on to we just finished issue 5. And he did the cover for 6 today, which I can't stop staring at. I love it. And I even got asked if he was the same artist that he did the original. And I said, yep, he is literally growing before our eyes until I can't afford him. And then I'll have to tie him up in my basement so he keeps drawing for me. But that'll happen sooner or later.
I think they made a movie about that. Wasn't James Caan in that? And I think, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I remember that movie.
Yeah, or we'll have to go the Misery route.
Misery, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I mean, he's phenomenal. I was not interested in hiring him when I first met him. His art was fantastic, but it was portraits and it wasn't something that I thought was a style that I would like. But he took the leap and did a free page and I fell in love with it instantaneously and he's gotten better ever since. So he's the only one out of the thousands of dollars I spent trying to find an artist. I don't know how many, over 40 we looked, and he was the first person that not only came close, was spot on what I pictured the characters to be. And they've gotten even better since then. So, and even he said it. He says, "I know these characters now. I understand their personalities and their expressions and how they think and feel." And he's just gotten really into the story as much as we have. So it's good.
Well, I tell you, we've interviewed a lot of, from David Sanchez, we've from everybody, these cover artists, and like what you're talking about, that's got to be the perfect fit, and we would never try to like just say, hey, you got to use this person, but we always say, give people a look, and you can critique, and if you see something that you like, but I'm gonna tell you something, Steve will agree, and Demon will definitely agree. Chelsea, she's an untapped resource, and we've been talking about this for almost, I think, 6 months or longer, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just been a joy to be able to see this thing kind of, where you've got something that you've watched, be planted, be fertilized, be, kind of nurtured, like, and see it grow. And it's just been amazing. I mean, she is just, whenever she hits it big, we will remember it. We were there, we got to see it. And it's just like with you, with your writing and the style of this and the horse, the horse stuff and the stuff that Phil's doing with this, with the Tonight Show meets, the Twilight Zone. That kind of stuff is what I like. I'm an independent guy. I have to collect the Marvel and DC but I'm an independent guy, by nature. I'm into the oddball stuff. I'm, the way out there stuff. So this is the kind of stuff, what you're doing, that grabs me. The artwork, but the writing is key. The artwork's great, but the writing, that brings you to each issue, that keeps you on that last panel, that brings you to the second issue, the third issue, the sixth, if it's a 6-issue miniseries, it keeps you to that end of that 6-issue miniseries. Because a lot of stuff, people say, well, everything, some stuff got left on the, the cutting floor. I don't like that. I like to be able to read 6 issues and know that I read 6 issues, and that I feel like that, everything I got, what, if I paid $4.95 a book, I want my $5 worth. You know what I mean? Yeah. Every book I read, I want to be able to know that. That's like when I got to meet Neil Gaiman. I told Neil, I said, hey, love everything you do. I love this stuff. I appreciate you. Harlan Ellison, the same thing. I love Harlan Ellison. When I met him, I said, oh my God, you're phenomenal. I don't have as much time as I do, like I used to, because of kids and grandkids, and I'm a bounty hunter and a bail bondsman by trade. I don't have the time to read, but when I do, there's certain people I look for, and I do the trade paperback thing. I don't, I collect comics, but I go for my trade paperback where I can read, 5, 6, 7 issues all at once. I binge watch in one book where I don't have to go get just certain copies. So that's why, I'm all about it.
Yeah, I didn't really cut much from our novel. I think I cut like 2 scenes or 3 scenes, and they're saved for later. That's why this is like 45 issues, because I didn't want to cut anything. So I've actually added to it a lot, especially to book 3, because I added Anubis to it, and he's kind of in the background of the whole book, where he has to keep Seraphina safe because they need her. She doesn't want to do it, but the angels and the demons need to kill her in a certain way to get the power of the weapon. So Anubis has to keep her alive for that. And so you kind of like see him in the background if you're paying attention. Like, she doesn't see it happening, but something might be stalking her and he'll kill it. Or she was going to die in flames and he carries her out. And so it's all this stuff that I added that wasn't in the story, but it just gave so much life to Anubis that I couldn't resist doing it. So it might be longer than 45 issues.
Well, what kind of gave you the idea to write in this style, or what in this genre? I say, I know you like this stuff. You talk about the role playing, but the horror stuff is what, and the stuff that the out of space kind of stuff. I like that stuff. The stuff you're talking about, I love it. I love Vampirella. I love the Madman comics. I love the stuff from Avatar, like Snowman. I like the obscure. But what makes you want to write this kind of genre? What led you to do this?
I just ever since Resident Evil 2, I
Right.
just loved zombies. I was zombie girl before it was cool. And then Supernatural, I liked all the monsters and everything. And I don't know, every time we saw a picture of something, we're like, oh, that would be a cool monster. And it was just natural to toss that in. I mean, book two's monsters they're trapped in an asylum. This will be issue 8. So they're trapped in this asylum and they can't leave because the ghosts have overtaken it. And there's a story they kind of have to figure out to get through it. But there's giant salamanders that were uh our homage to the lickers from Resident Evil 2, because those things freaked me the
Yeah.
hell out during that game. Ours have daggers on the end of their tails, and they're just insane. Then you have the zombies that are going through there that were from the ghost rose them up, and we have actually. Someone asked me the other day. I don't know if it was when I was talking to you or another interview, but someone asked me what type of zombies we have, and we actually have at least 3 types. We have I'm not talking about our smart zombie that's like in the catacombs, but we have the book 1 has the zombies that come straight from hell because the town is merging with hell, so the creatures are coming out. So you have the ghost, you have the hellhounds and the skeletons in the wall and the zombies. Those are the kind that are straight from hell, but in the book 2 they're ghosts taking over these undead and kind of controlling their bodies. And then you have book 3, which is the virus kind from like Resident Evil 2, where were experimented on and failed and kind of took over the city and all that stuff. So even though we have 3, zombies, they're actually 3 different types of zombie. None of them, not a lot of runners. We have some runners, but we like the slow moving, stupid kind. So
Yeah, yeah.
There may be a 4th zombie. We don't know.
Yeah. We do have a smart zombie in the labs, but yeah.
If you ever need a Mexican zombie, I'm your guy.
Yeah,
It's so funny. So for this campaign, in our add-ons, you can actually get, I think it's like $99. You can get drawn in as a vampire for issue 6 because we have a swarm of vampires, and you can choose your death if you want to get your head chopped off or burned to death or whatever. And we already sold 2 of them, which is kind of cool. So you can be drawn in the comic. So I'm probably going to have the same thing for book 2 and book 3, where you can be drawn in as a zombie and get your ass kicked. So yeah, I can have a Mexican zombie in there.
Does it have to be the person who you pays for it, or can you
Nope.
I don't know, put your ex in there or something?
You can put whatever you want in there. You pick how they look and you pick their clothes and just send us a picture and we're gonna put it in. So no, it doesn't have to be you. I'm putting my brother in. So he's actually thrilled about it, and I'm more than happy to comply from all the times he beat me up as a kid. So I'm perfectly happy putting him. He chose he's like, I was like, what's your death? And he's like chopping off the head. I was like, oh, I'm gonna love this. So I even did it for free. What's free?
What's something like that? What's something like Steve's head on a silver platter? I'm just saying, if I bought it, what would it cost me?
It's normally $99, but for you, I'd do it for free.
Yes.
Now I have a question. What if I sent you a full nude of Brett Todd?
Unfortunately, we don't have any nudity in our story.
You shut your pie hole.
Oh man.
We do have a first time and probably only time not safe for work cover that an artist from Topps Comics is doing for us for a favor. And it's going to be the vampire, and she's going to be tastefully topless on the Impala. So
nice.
Yeah.
Who is it from Topps? Can you say?
I won't say until it's done, just in case something happens.
Well, we want you back on with that, because I know. I'll just tell you, I know a lot of people from Topps Comics. That's why I'm asking.
Oh, so, super nice. I'm so lucky with my artists. I mean, I have Ian Chase Nichols from
Mhm.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles doing the wraparound cover for 6.
Oh,
I have the DC artist that worked on Batman is doing the cover for the graphic novel. And now I have Rich Parati, which is worked in Marvel for 10 years, and he was on Iron Man, Deadpool, Spider-Man, New
awesome.
Mutants. And he's doing a cover for issue 7, which is it's October, which is going to be a big month because that's the last issue
Yep.
in the book 1, and the graphic novel come out during the same campaign. So
with it being Halloween and all, but the
it ends on Halloween. Yeah. It
right, and
starts
the
October
Impala
3rd and ends on Halloween.
that will be to have all of them. Would be great to have that Impala cover, and when you kind of can let me know who the tops guy, who or
Yeah.
person, that would be great because I would love to see that and be a part of that. If that's going to be something that's going to be on Kickstarter or whatever, however you're going to
It
do
will
it.
be on Kickstarter. Yeah.
Okay, come to us and bring that to us. That way we can, and me and Phil, bring it to Phil too. Like, go on Phil if I'm speaking for Phil, if I'm stepping out of line, but let us all do it, and boom, 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 get it
Sure.
out there because we'd love to promote. And Chelsea says, put Trish in, Phil. Phil, you have been commanded. You have been commanded.
She's in the bedroom, actually. She's letting me handle this one tonight. I'm actually not. I'm actually hurting quite a bit. My pain levels are way the hell up there, and dealing with this book sale that I was getting ready and everything. The office is a total wreck, so I am in here by myself tonight.
Just admit you have no clothes on, and we'll move on.
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Steve, you gotta love Phil. Phil's my. Oh man, we.
Well, I was gonna say something, but
yeah. Well, she meant in the book. Oh, she meant in the book. Okay, all right.
Oh well, I can neither confirm nor deny that statement either. Just keep your eyes open, Chelsea, and everyone else too.
Chelsea's going to do she's going to do a cheerleader comic eventually. She's going to do one. I know it. I feel it. I feel it.
Now I have a question.
Okay, there you go, Phil.
So Corissa, because I've had the opportunity to kind of read into this and really delve into all of this as you've been going along, and you've actually intermixed some different mythologies in there, and it works. How did you come about where you found the formula for it to work? Because I've seen so many others try this, and it fails miserably because mythologies do not mix.
I did a lot of research, and I just found things that kind of flow together, like, because the town is merging with hell, and Anubis is, the god of the underworld, so he's kind of captured from there. In the series 2, where there's a war, you have Anubis is brought on through the war to fight with my 2 characters through Hades and Hecate, because they're both underworld. And so we kind of just try to find things that are the elements that kind of go together. Like, technically, our demon does not really ever, coincide with Remnal, the angel. But Remnal is the judgment of souls, who carries the souls from earth to heaven, and his power is lightning. And then you have Asmin, which is a chaos demon. He feeds on souls. He takes souls from the judgment of Bridge, and he's immune to magical and natural lightning. So it was just like, we just got really lucky that we were able to discover all of these amazing things that just link up together. And it's going to be even more chaotic when the war starts, because of something that happens between they get tricked. The angel and the demons kind of get tricked, and they both team up against my 2 characters. And then Hades and Hecate have their zombie army, and you have Anubis with their mummy army, which my characters do not like being around, because they normally fight all of these things and destroy them, but now they're kind of like on the same side. So it's going to be that, and it's going to be some Celtic monsters in there from her mother's side, and so it's going to be a lot of unique characters going through there. So it'll be interesting.
Now, I know you said you got lucky on that, but you actually said you did the research as well. So technically, it's not the luck on there. You did the research to make sure all the pieces fit. And that's
did.
what I kind of want to show off is the fact that because you put in the work, it's showing off in the pieces that are put out there.
Well,
And anybody who's not a part of this yet, y'all got to check this out.
the every angel, demon, monster, their powers and their duties and jobs are all from scripture, but we gave them their own personalities and their own, history, that merges with their own history. So I did do a lot of research, and I did make sure that these creatures can, coincide in what they're doing. Like the fur demon that he's fighting is a dark cupid. And he's known to do things that shouldn't do, and some things that it does do, and he's like on the evil side and the good side. And yeah, I made sure everything coincide, and also we do research to make sure it's possible. And even for our clotters, which is our subspecies of vampires, I did a lot of research on the vampires. The original vampires had no immunity or anything to the sun. It had nothing to do. It didn't stop them. It didn't slow them down. It didn't burn them up. The only reason why mirrors, quote unquote, made them not show up was because they're made from silver and it's a pure metal. And and staking in them a heart didn't kill them. It just pinned them to the coffin. So there was a lot of things that movies have kind of changed the rules according to, quote unquote, the real mythology. So we kind of took what we wanted from that. Like our clotters, the sun doesn't bother them at all. And they have the hive mind, where if they taste your blood, they can track you down anywhere like a homing beacon. If you kill anyone in the family, they will track you down for revenge and destroy you. I made them clotters for my own desire because I always hated that vampires have no heartbeat, but they magically bleed. So with ours, their heart beats every 6 hours, which is just enough to keep off rigor mortis. So if you look at rigor mortis, usually starts after 6 hours. So ours kind of keeps it just at bay. So they have a clotted, disgusting mess of blood. So when you cut them, it's gross. But decapitation and fire kills them, which is originally the way that they would kill vampires back in the day.
Yep.
Yeah.
You've took it back to the original way, what I like. And you've added a little extra twist to it. I like it. Yeah, a little twist. You know what I mean? Give them a little bit.
You gotta have your own little take on certain things.
You've kind of taken it back to where they've got to kind of you got to kill the host kind of thing. It's kind of a host. And
you have to, for this one, you have to kill the family, and she does hive. The hive. They have a hive mind, and it just made it so much creepier because she even, with demons, you put salt down or you make traps for them, but you can't do anything for these vampires. They will track you down wherever you go. They can come out during the day. They can look like humans. They can look like monsters, and they do start to decay if they don't, feed directly from humans, which I like because they can't feed off of rats or blood bags. They just start to decay. And what I like about that is our vampires still have their soul technically. So they have a consciousness. They have they can have guilt. But what happens is, since you have to feed directly from humans to survive, you kind of have to put that on the back burner, and eventually you no longer care. So when these vampires first start out, they might not be as evil, but to survive, they have no choice. So they just become these ruthless, horrible monsters that will do whatever they want to do, really.
Well, I like what Chelsea says about your research you've done, because you've kind of went back to the original. When we talked, I kind of did, I looked up, I kind of knew about this because I collect this stuff. And, it is the collective. Well, they always talk about the collective, the hive.
Yeah.
And you've took that concept back, and I like that. I dig that. And it's like she said, your research, and you'd mentioned earlier, I've got not a mild form, but I have dyslexia. I have it too. I didn't realize it till I got in the Army and when I was in college. And it makes you, I don't know how my professors would say it, made me study harder, made me be, I knew, I don't know, I guess I did things different. And I had to, because, I had to. That's just, there was no other way around it. And I think it makes you a better person, and I think it makes you a better writer, And I think, but because it makes you think harder, it makes you look at things differently. Where you've got, it's like the eyes of a bug. You see things a lot different. I know it's what they tried to explain to me, and I was like, I didn't know I had it. When you don't know until they bring it up.
Yeah, I didn't know I had dyslexia until I was in my 30s. So
I was around 20 years old. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Because everyone thinks that dyslexia is just seeing letters backwards, but there's actually a lot more points to it. And there's a lot of it. And I think there was 42 points on the test. And if you get 10, you're considered dyslexic. And I got 38. So I'm high on
I'm on the high scale too. So
yeah. So I didn't know, but the only thing that I'm better at it now, thanks to like Google and stuff. But I have all these really, really big words in my head that I can't spell. And even when I was a kid, my mom got me a spell checker, and it would not pick up what I was trying to spell. So I actually have a thesaurus in my head too, which dumbs down my own work so that I can write my story. But now what I do is I dumb it down, and then I can Google that word and find the word that I was looking for. So it helps. But if it wasn't for the thesaurus in my head, I wouldn't be able to write as well, because I wouldn't know what the hell, I don't even know how I know these words in my head, because I've never seen them written, but I just know them and I know their meanings. And it's a lot more work to figure it out, but at least I can do it now. Whereas in the past, I just had to dumb down my stories, and that was all I can do. So,
well, with PTSD on top of that, I have to kind of just walk away and kind of chill out. Then I come back, and then it makes sense to me. I don't know if it does you the same way. Kind of have to zen out for a moment. And I'm like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
It's really weird, because one of the things about dyslexia, which it just correlates, I don't know how, but there's movement when you're writing or doing something. For some reason, you can see movement when there's no movement there. So your eye catches it. And I used to just think that it was like something there that I just didn't see or whatever. So for some reason, when I put on the TV and I pause it, I don't get that movement as much. Right. So everyone's like, why do you turn on the TV and pause it? I was like, well, I can't have movement. I can't have sound. But if it's paused for some reason, I don't know if it pauses my brain, but it pauses.
It gives you focus. It makes you focus.
There's something there that I can focus on.
That's exactly. And it's like the seconds that are ticking down. As long as I know that's going on, I'm good. Yeah. I know that sounds weird, but I'm the same way. So
that's the only thing that, like, my husband would be like, why don't you go in your office and just sit in there? And I was like, nope. It doesn't work that way.
That's your stability. That's your happy place. That's your sane. I say it keeps you sane. It does. Yeah. It really does. Yeah. And it's your moment. But who in this field, who do you see who do you want to see you work with? Who do you want to be able to write with or to collaborate with as a writer? Writers usually don't want to collaborate, but there's some that just want to say, I want to write with
Demon Phil.
Demon Phil. Yeah, there you go. Demon Phil.
There's on an indie level, there's a lot of indie people I want to write with. And I'm actually going to be writing a story that it's kind of like Kingdom Hearts in the aspect of they go into different worlds, because what happens is the angelic weapon, there's two ways to deactivate it. And one of the ways is killing her in a certain way, but another way is to find these certain gems. So what I did was I'm having her jump through these different portals. So I have indie creators that have signed up to be guest stars in this story. So she's gonna jump into these stories and interact with these people. And there's different versions of it. So people can choose if they want to jump through the worlds with her and keep going after she picks them up. They can be just in that issue where they're in their world, or they can just be guest stars in the background as Easter eggs. And we have about 6 people that have signed up for it. But anyone's welcome to do it. We will love to jump in and crossover. I love crossovers. I'm like obsessed with crossovers. On a more professional level, if I was allowed to choose anyone to write with or have the art of, it would be James O'Barr, because the original Crow was my I mean, it's right over there. When I pulled out
I've met James. I met James.
I'm
So,
going to
yes.
meet him on June 9th. He's going to be at the same con I'm going to be at. So I'm going to get his autograph.
I've
But
got it.
the second I decided to write a script, I literally, the only thing I did was pull out his graphic novel. And I used to I sketched for 1 year of my life for whatever reason. I was 11. And his was the only book I really, his and Dungeons and Dragons I sketched from. And I still have them actually. And I just love his work. I know why he wrote the story, and it just puts a whole other spin on it and more appreciation to it. And I am, professional level, he would be the one that I would want to work with. Definitely.
So it's awesome. He is
Yeah.
so cool.
And then Diamond, and then Demon Phil.
Diamond
Yes.
Demon. It's like
Yeah.
a wrestler.
Second to James O'Barr, I'll take that.
Oh yeah. I mean, Phil, if you hadn't met him, he is so cool, down to earth. I met him when he was in Texas. I was set up. I said, "Hey, I'm a vendor. I'm set up." He goes, "Hey, come over." He's come talk to me. I was like, "Wow, this is really happening." And he was real cool, man. I love him because the Crow, and some other stuff he had done, some obscure stuff, and I kind of knew about it. And I was asking about that. He goes, maybe 2 out of 100 people asked me that. I was like, well, I want to ask you about it. So, but no, the Crow, I love him, man. He's awesome. But we love our Demon Phil too.
Yes, I'm using one of my issues for like my autograph book where they could sign any page they want. I want him to sign that. I want him to sign The Crow, and I want him to sign one of his other comic books that I have. So I heard that I've never gotten an autograph before except for Simon Pegg. So I've never really had to wait in line. I never had to pay. So I have no idea. But I heard he does, the guy at the con said he does up to 6 for free. I wouldn't make him do 6, but I'd gladly pay for, whatever.
He doesn't mind. He really doesn't. He doesn't.
Well, I'm excited to meet him, and I just can't wait till June. So, no.
All right, Brett. If you can, if you don't mind me sharing out some of the pictures you sent me.
Sure.
Yes. That'd be great. Steve is on it tonight. I tell you what you said, Phil, about Steve. If you guys don't know that are on here, Steve has got an awesome job. He is a very smart young man. He is the dude who works for Paramount. He's got a lot of connections. He knows a lot of people. If you want to know something, you better get a hold of Scuba Steve. He knows a lot of people. A lot of people.
I don't know anybody.
I know a few people. I know the guy down the street and the other guy down the other road.
I know all the people on this video and a couple of other indie people. I support a lot of indie people, and I met some great friends through that. So I am lucky that I have a great circle. Yeah.
We'll take care of you. We're gonna make sure. And I know Phil is. I'm always saying Phil. I'm not speaking for Phil, but me and Phil have known each other for a while, but we've got a lot closer. And let me go down here, Steve. I'm sorry. That's my fault. I'm very sorry. Sorry, guys. Getting old and slow here. Phil does a lot for a lot of people, and that's when I grow up and get better in this business. That's who I want to be like. Is like Demon Phil. He has. He brought me on his show. I thought I knew what I was doing on the podcast things, and I was sitting back and just listening. But he brought me in on his show, and it woke me up. So I want to thank him for that.
So that's chapter 5.
This is the one that was just finished. Yeah, the Kickstarter is for issue 4. This is issue 5. So this is the a cover that he finished. Yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah, it's a female vampire, and Sierra's jealous that she's touching her man. So not that she wouldn't chop off her head anyway, but
looks like she's got something in her hand ready to use.
Yeah, it's a machete.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In heels. So that's our Anubis playing fetch with a hellhound. So.
Oh my God.
Go ahead and show the cover for that one.
I
like this. That one's
I do too.
This is the DC artist Ken Hunt. He was a pencil
Yep.
inker on Batman, Harley Quinn, all that, and
Yep.
it was colored by the current colorist for Lady Death Universe, CC Dela Cruz, and she did an absolutely amazing job. And they're both going to do my graphic novel cover too.
Yeah, I know who that is. I exactly know who that is.
All right, here's
Awesome
the next
colors.
one.
Oh wow!
And that's our interior artist. That's an homage to Supernatural.
Yes.
It's actually one of my favorite covers he did. Though the new one that he did, which I just sent Steve, I don't know if he wants to show. It's not colored yet, but it's an homage cover to both the first Dracula cover ever and a Wolverine and an Uncanny X-Men cover and a Witchblade cover all put into one. And ironically, all those things that happen in those covers happen in that issue, so I had to use it.
So is that the Winchester's car right there?
Yes, that's Baby. And
that was one of my favorite. It still is one of my favorite shows. That
yeah,
Kansas,
the
Kansas
license, they stole it from a bar, so it's because they stole it straight from them. And they open up the trunk, and I didn't want to copy it exactly, so the trunk is just all like the bat from The Walking Dead is there, with the barbed wire on it, and there's a bunch of machetes in there, and they even say, "Who the hell's car did we steal?" And they're like, "I don't know, but glad we did." And but the license plate is also Dean Winchester's birthday.
Oh my God!
And so is the motel door is 124. It's his birthday. So.
Yep, Sam and Dean, man, I love those guys.
They better return that car with some pie, or else Dean's gonna be pissed.
Dean's the dude, man. Hey,
yes,
hey, Sam.
When someone said if I wanted a movie or a TV show and I wanted a rated R animated series, and I wanted it so that the only way that you can be a voice on there is if you at least guest starred on Supernatural. So,
yep.
And this is Serafina kicking ass.
Wow.
And that's our first Clotter.
Nice.
And that's the Clotter's mate.
Wow.
It's very sexy. And it would be weird, but they're pretty much in Walmart, and that's what they wear, so I figured it fit.
Yeah, might as well. Nothing wrong with that there, I guarantee.
I don't know if you want to, it's like 2 minutes long, so I don't know if you want to see it, but I do have a video that sums up 1 through 3. And I'm pretty, let me see. I don't usually share my screen, but let me see. Hold on.
Might as well.
Yeah, sometimes you have to be careful. I'm like, oh.
Okay.
Hang on a minute. There we go.
Okay.
Got you right there. Chris, when you get a chance tonight, send that to us on our Facebook. Because I want to be a part of this Kickstarter. I love this storyline. Baby. Somebody says, I'm shopping at the wrong Walmart. Damn straight you are.
Come to the South, you'll see it.
Damn right, the dirty South. That's where I'm at. Boy, it's looking good. It's nice stuff.
Give me some like zombie vibes.
Yeah. Well, these plotters, it makes so much sense. It's back to the real deal, you know. I love that cover. Oh, I love that cover.
Oh.
Wow.
I will tell you
Yes.
that the animation sequence was done by somebody that I didn't even know and contacted me on Twitter and said, I want to make an animated scene for you because I love Anubis and I'm not going to charge you. It's going to take me about a month and a half and I don't want any credit for it. And I'm just like, okay.
Well,
And
whoever did it needs credit.
His name's Wendell, and he does do it professionally, and I do want to hire him. I can't figure out what scenes I can get for him to do. But he did an amazing job, and he was sending me how hard it was, how you have to take apart each. I want to eventually learn it. I do want to eventually animate this.
We need to talk to him with you on here. We need to get him on it because Anubis looked that was badass.
Yeah, it's nice, right? That's what made me want it to be an animated series. It's like I would just love to see this all animated.
All right.
Yeah. Hi.
And I have one more.
Okay.
To share.
You got the floor, Steve. All right, hang on. We go down here. There we go.
And so that's before color.
This is the fourth color. This is issue 6. And
that's a homage.
This is the homage to the Uncanny X-Men and Witchblade, and that's the first Dracula cover ever. Was the Dracula holding the chick in his arms, but we put it together because Draven, the person that sent me the homage covers, said, "Oh, you should do this. The popular covers," and I go, "You haven't even read 6. You have no idea that actually all of this happens in there. They cut off the head of vampires. They set it on fire. Draven is attached to chain poles. She does get knocked out. There are vampires in it. And the W is for Worthy Chaos. So, yeah.
Wow. Nice.
I can't wait to see it colored. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job.
That is just beyond cool. That is.
I literally got it this morning. He took yesterday off because he didn't warn me. Because he usually works Fridays, and I even asked him Thursday, "Are you working Friday?" Because of course I'm working Friday. I waited all day, and then I was like, "What happened to my cover?" He's like, "It was sunny in the UK, and that never happens." It's like, you gotta warn me. I've been waiting all day. So he's like,
"It rains. It rains Earl Grey tea over there every day."
I know. So he works Saturday for me, so I wouldn't have to wait till Monday. So
ask him next time. Tell him you got a friend that wants to know if he's having a butcher's.
A butcher?
Yeah, tell him. Ask him if he's having a fair or he's having the butcher's.
All right, I'll ask him.
That means if when they're rifling through stuff, they're having like going through boxes, like they're having the fair, having the butcher's. They're looking through something. I used to run around a bunch of those British guys. They're crazy.
Who's got a cat? Demon Phil, is that your cat?
Yes, that would be yes. She's down here discussing.
Nice.
Yes, nice. But no. Yeah. So getting back, the Nubius, I love that. I love the cover. That last one that Steve brought up, that is a must-have. A lot of people moan and groan about the knockoffs. I don't. I collect them. I don't know if I have every amazing 300 homage cover, but I'm close. And a lot of the 129s, I have most of those. That one there, I'll have to have. It's that's what I dig. I dig those.
Yeah.
I collect a lot. I mean, I collect them all. I like those. Mm-hmm. That one there is one of the most. I think that black and white does it for me, but the detail in that is what I'm trying to say. Is just amazing. There's a lot. I like the pictures. Got a lot going on in it.
If you look at these skulls, they have fangs.
Oh wow, that is.
Yeah, it'll probably be covered. It'll be colored tomorrow or Monday, and I will gladly send you a copy if you would like to see it.
Oh, me and Steve. I mean, oh yeah, we would love it. I mean, yeah, we're all three going yes.
I always love to show off my art, and it's horrible because I would literally show everyone every page that comes out, and I'm like, you can't because no one will buy it. Then I was like, I just want to share it. But yeah.
Well, what we'll do, we'll just put it on, and what we'll do, we'll share it. We'll share it on our.
Well, yeah, he does amazing. So I found the secret. So I don't know why it's different when he does the interior art. I just generically tell him what to do and he gets it perfect. For covers, I hate to say this, at least for me, he never seems to get what I'm picturing for whatever reason. But if I give him an homage cover, it comes out phenomenal. So I don't know why, but he just nails it out of the park. He does such amazing detail, and when he does the art, the coloring, it's got shade. I mean, it's just perfect. But he does so good at the homage covers that it's just now that's all I want to do is the homage covers. Usually for artists, I don't even tell them. Like Ken Hunt and Ian Chase Nichols, I just say go at it and do whatever you want, and they come out with something, unless they ask for details. But
well,
I'm
usually they
all of theirs. Huh?
well they always buy so and so, but they always try to take it to that next level on a homage cover. They have to because the original is so hard to beat, so they take it to that next level. That cover, I'll have to say, is probably one of the better ones I've seen. So I definitely would show that off. Would never, ever, ever, get rid of that. I'm going to take myself out of here just for a second because I've got to go retrieve a book. Phil, will you ask her another question while I go grab something that's very? I found it. It's very deep, and close to my heart. And I thought I misplaced it, and I found it today, and brought tears to my eyes. Not gonna lie to you. I want to show it to you guys. So, Phil, I want you to Steve take over just for a second.
All right. I'm usually so shy, but I think I can take care of this.
Well, you're not on camera, so you're naked.
I neither confirm nor deny said statement. No, one thing I wanted to bring up, since he did kind of put me on the spot with this one, I wasn't prepared for anything, is we had talked about some collectibles and things. Your marketing of this IP is off the charts because I have had discussions on this, on things that you have available and things that you've come up with. Can you kind of show off a few of those? I know you got them hanging around there in different areas.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have my emotional support Anubis right here, the plushie.
Yes.
Handmade, and he does have his own little staff that he holds. And I think I only have 4 of these left. And then I have these are not until next campaign because I have so much stuff I had to spread it out.
Hold on, let me get you on here before you show it. Hold on just a minute. There you are, kid.
So this is our zombie merman from issue 2 that she fights underwater. He's got the little suckers on his little things.
Reminds me of Steve Martinez.
So that's that. And then this is our skeleton bird from issue 3.
Demon Phil.
And he comes back later on.
Just because it's bald. No, it's not me.
This is from the prequel. This is in the spinoff. This is Apollo. So I don't know. A lot of people don't know this, but the god Apollo is also the lord of rodents. And he is associated by coincidence, I got to tell you, to the mother that we chose for Seraphina. And so he sent this rodent to protect her.
Nice.
And then this is our fur demon, which is way cuter than our poster. But he's in a petticoat. No reason why. And he's got a flaming tail. So that's that. And we have some, let's see if I have it here. We have a wooden print.
Yes.
Which I only have 1 left.
Wow.
Yes.
So this is laser etched, and the details are phenomenal, like phenomenal. And then I have, and I've never had these, I never had those either, but I never had seen metal prints, and now they're so shiny that I have to have all metal prints. They're just,
I collect those, and they are cool. Metal prints, I've got a few from Jacob Bear, who's an artist.
How much are those?
I love those metal prints. That one there is just awesome. But that wood, that etched wood, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I can actually, if you want, I have a close-up video of it. If you want to see the very fine details, I can share my screen real quick if you want to see it.
When Steve back, yeah, he's there. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Let me get yep.
Yeah, the Mexican.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, you're a Mexican, not a Mexican. Just remember that.
Oh.
So let me see. And I also have statues. I have I think I showed you. They showed the video of Lucifer telling about my story.
Oh, looky there.
I saw it whenever it was on Facebook post.
Yeah.
Facebook. Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at all that detail.
Tons. I mean,
I can't believe they were able to get those details like that. And then while I'm
that
here,
is
if you want to
almost-
see, we have 6 of these 3D statues left, and then they're gone for good. They will never be bought again. We have the RPG Mini 3D resin printed there. We have pillows, and pillows. There's the plushie. So here's the statue this one's the only one left. The big, we have 2 of them, and they have been sold. So this is the one that's left.
Boy, that is cool as hell.
This is handmade.
Now that's cool.
Yeah. Did a very, very good job.
Mommy.
Yeah. And then the only other statue we have is
Oh wow.
this is never to be made again because my artist hates doing humans for whatever reason. So this was a 1 pound statue that of the characters. They're wearing the outfits that they have in this book 1. And he did a phenomenal job. So and then this one's already, these are sold here. This is the never to be made again. So here's that. I know. I might do a smaller version. Yeah. Well, I might do a smaller version. This is 12 inches, and I might do an 8-inch one. These are very hard and very expensive to make, and to ship them is a pain in the ass.
That's
so
Steve
I
will
might
never know about. 12
version.
or 8 and very hard. So
Yeah.
don't worry.
Well, it would be right. So
Listen,
I am planning a smaller statue of this Anubis here with his staff up. So that is, I just ordered that yesterday. So it takes usually about 2 weeks. So it'll probably be in the next campaign or the one after. Yeah, the pillows were quite popular. The wood was quite popular. They're expensive.
I do appreciate you showing us that and showing us your wood. I love it. It was nice. That was very nice.
Yeah, wood's usually appreciated.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially when it's that
super hard.
When it's that hard and that much detail to it. I mean, it's nice.
Yeah, I do appreciate a good wood. Yeah.
Me too.
So what book did you find?
Well, Demon Phil, and I want to show you guys something. A very good friend of mine. Let's just say a very good close friend of mine. One day I asked for something, and you ask and you shall receive, they say. I've been looking for a long time. I like Batman, but here's my pride and joy right here, guys. Try to get the glare off of it. What do you think about that, guys?
That's gorgeous.
Who made that? What?
A guy named Steve Martinez did the artwork here.
That's awesome.
No,
The guy we're talking to right now.
Awesome.
See, art by Steve Martinez. And on the back of there, it says "not for sale."
Nice. So it's for sale. Whoever wants one.
Let me tell you something. It's one of a kind. There's only one of these made. My buddy right here, Steve Martinez, great artist, another great artist. We always talk about everybody else, but let me tell you something. He is one great artist. I want to show everybody that. I had that in the box. I couldn't find it, and it was bothering me. I always keep it up here, but I put it up because I didn't want anybody to bang it or mess with it. I was looking through a box today, and there it was. And yeah. So there it is.
I'm glad you found it. I'm still looking for an original art that I got from Batman Adventures, and it has to be somewhere. They drew it just for me.
You found 3 things tonight. You found your wood, you found 12 inches, and you found 8 inches.
Yes.
And
it might be somewhere. I'll keep looking. But
Demon Phil I like his glasses and his little hat. I love that little caricature. Love it.
It's almost like he's like here with us.
It is.
Yes, it is.
I will let y'all know that prescription did go in for some new glasses, and they do work with the old school glasses. So the red glasses are coming back.
Yes.
New
Oh,
shows in July.
Oh, relax,
I don't like country music, but I'll sing rose-colored glasses to you because I like those like that. I love it, Phil. I love it.
Very
Love
snazzy.
those glasses. So, what's your next project, Chris? What do you see coming up next before we get off this thing? What have you been dropped? What's been dropped in your lap? What do you see coming up in the next 6 months? Where are you going on conventions? What are you going to do? What's happening? What's the next big thing?
I have 7 more conventions this year. More. I have 3 horror cons, all in Tennessee. There's some in Nashville, Knoxville, stuff like that. Project wise, in 6 months I can get a lot done. Because I've gotten all these in 6 months. We should be on book 2 by then, which I'm super excited for because there's a lot going on, and it ends in a very unique way, I hope, and it leads to a unique story, and I'm just more than excited to see it. It's hard for me not to skip and tell my artist, just do this page so I can see it. Which it will probably happen eventually. But yeah, so we have campaigns galore. People are gonna go broke, so I don't know how many are gonna back it every other month, but June 20th, I believe it's August, might be 20th too. I'm not sure. It's always a Tuesday. And then October 3rd through the 31st, so Halloween, will be the biggest one, which is going to be the issue 7 with all the Marvel and the DC and all that. And then it's going to be the 236 page or around there graphic novel released. And I'm very excited for that to happen. And then we go on to book 2, which the faster the better, because I'm ready for book 3 already. But I forgot how good book 2 was, so I have to give it credit. There's a lot going on with the zombies and the salamanders and the ghosts and Anubis, trying to kidnap Seraphina to protect her from Draven and everything else that's going on, and it doesn't work out in his favor, but he tries. So, yeah. And then I'm hoping, I don't know if it'll happen next year or how long it's going to wait. I would like to start the spinoff, either by my artist or Ian Chase Nichols wants to do it. And it's hard to say no to Ian Chase Nichols when he's like, I do. Great. So we're going to talk to that and work out details. His price is fine. And he said I can keep the originals because he knows I won't sell them. I just don't know how much he's going to charge me for them. So we will work out the fine details. He said in about 2 months after he finishes my cover, and then we'll go from there. But if he does my spinoff, man, I would just love it. So
we'll see. If you give them to me and I sell them, that's not you selling them. So we can work that out. See?
Yeah, he knows I would. I have this horribly sick obsession of not being able to sell or let somebody keep the originals of my at least my main characters. So he knows that, he understands that, and he actually appreciates that, whereas other artists want to kill me over it.
Yeah, they just So. That's your mainstream DC and Marvel people. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's the turnaround that bites you. But you've got the great concept. I think an awesome concept and an awesome mind. And with as a writer, some of these writers that we talk to, and don't get me wrong, not Demon Phil or not anybody, but there's some of those writers that are out there that are so dry, and they don't want to give you what the conception of what they're going to do, or no, I can't tell you this, or don't want to get into this, and you get them on, and it's just so cookie cutter. But that's what I've enjoyed this show with you on here, and I was sitting. You can ask Steve. I was sending him text a while ago. I've enjoyed the hell out of this because we like to what we call vet people when we have them on, because we like to know. Sometimes we may not have people on. We don't know, because we've had people on other shows that we shouldn't have had on, and they've got on there and it's just been awful. But when the first 5 minutes when we were on with you, I said, no brainer, we got to have her on. She is
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
She is so cool.
Yeah. I like my friend Lori. She does comics too, and she always yells at me that I tell too much of the story. But nothing I tell would make somebody not want to read it.
No.
It just makes them want to read it. There's no spoiler that I tell that they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to wait for the zombies to show up or the giant salamander. So I love talking about the story, and I could talk about it all day long. And as
before
for the whole,
you answer this, the whole story. Before you answer this, it's what you just said there, and it's the story. I keep going back to Phil's storyline. He's got this storyline I keep bringing up. This Tonight Show meets the Twilight Zone. I'm into that. That has got my attention. I'll be reading all those. I'll have all the books, because it's something that from a writer's standpoint, I can't conceive. I couldn't write something like that. The artwork's cool because you can look through it, but to read that stuff is just cool. And what you've come up with the Hive, and going back to me from my childhood, that's the old way they used to do it. They got away from that, and that's what I dig about it. My youngest son's named Blade. I named him because I like that Daywalker stuff. I like the stuff that nobody thinks about,
Draven is the Crow's last name, Eric Draven.
Yeah, there you are, Eric Draven. That's it. That's true. That's what I like about it. James Orbar. You go back to James Orbar. You're bringing it back to the original. That's what I like about you.
Yeah, the other thing that people said I brought back, which I didn't know went away, was thought bubbles. So you have lots of thought bubbles.
Well, Steve has those, but that's gas. But you got a question. You got a question from the gallery, Steve.
How does the whole process work with writing the story and then working with artists and then going towards print? The story's already written. I tweak it as I go, but what I'm mostly doing is converting the 5 novels that I wrote into the scripts. Generally around 10,000 words until I hit book 3, and now I'm page 10 with only using 1,000 words. So I don't know what the hell I'm going to do there. But I write the scripts. I send them to my artist. He sends me amazing pictures. I gush about them, and then we print them. So that's pretty much the whole story. The thing is, my artist does it all. He does the pencil, the ink, the coloring, the lettering. He does it all. So I don't have to, fortunately, coincide with time-wise. When are you going to be done? Or when are you going to be done? And all that stuff. So the only thing that I have otherwise is variant covers. And I've already paid or ordered all of them for the next whole book and part of book 2. So I should wait, and I don't. So, but yeah, I've already have book 4 here, and all our pretty pages, and they're all 80-pound glossy pages. Yeah. So, and I'll show you. Hold on. So that's, big, nice, glossy pages.
Beautiful.
But I ordered 25, so I have them in my hand. And then whenever the Kickstarter ends, I had a book signing today, and I sold a couple. So I will order more when the campaign ends. But I always like to have it in my hand right away. And I don't like to let my fans, readers wait. So by the time that I get the payment, you have to wait 2 weeks to get payment. I've already got the book in hand, and it will be started to be shipped out. So I'm very fast at getting these out there because I hate waiting for things.
Well, I have one more question kind of going off of that, if you don't mind.
Sure.
As far as fulfillment, and this is coming from I want this personally answered because I'm about to hit that beast myself once we're done with the campaign and everything. What have you learned? Like, what has been the biggest part of the evolutionary process that you've learned from the first time you did the fulfillment to now you're about to work on your fourth one?
I found the best way to do it is, so I ship through Pirate Ship, and they
Yep.
remember all the addresses,
Yep.
and you can program it to remember all the weights and the dimensions and all that stuff. So I do it per reward tier so that I know the weight of each one. So I just kind of do it in like a conveyor belt assembly line. So I actually perfected it. The first time I was a disaster. Like I don't know what the hell I was doing. And I do something that's probably going to bite me in the end, but I lovingly wrap mine in tissue paper. So it's like a gift when you open it. And I know it's annoying because half the time I rip it and have to start over. But I think it looks so cool wrapped up, and it makes it feel like it's just packed lovingly. So and they're all, boarded and bagged and all that stuff. But yeah, I don't use Gemini. I don't know why everyone likes Gemini, and I'm not going to bother anyone with it if they want to use it. I hate it. I don't think it's very effective. It does not secure the package as well as I think it should. So I actually use a whole other company that's more secure. Like it's completely solid on all sides. You can't squish it. And you don't have the little like. So not only do I do too much. I put it in a box. I seal the box, and then I put it in a self waterproof envelope. So if it gets left out in the rain, it's fine. So I do double wrapping and all that stuff, and then it's gift wrap. So yeah, I do a lot more than I should, and I'll probably regret it if I get like 200 backers at one point. But for now, it worked out really well, and I wouldn't say I enjoy it, but it's more enjoyable than it was the first time around, where
Right.
I was stacks of things that I had no idea how to, box or bag or whatever. I will say the statues are the worst. I love them and I'm glad people want them, but they are the worst. The pack, they give me the biggest heart attack. So there's that. And plushies are not as fun to pack either because they don't fit in the envelope. But yeah, I just have, and I have all the bags and already bagged, and I think I have like 200 here. They're all in a box and they're all ready to go. And I'm actually going to start bag and boarding probably the week before it ends. So I'll probably start next week. Because like I said, I don't want to make people wait, even though someone's like, you have like 3 weeks to wait. But
You got a good question from Elmo there.
So you can currently find all the back issues, including PDFs and printed, on Kickstarter. If you search Worthy Chaos, we are the only thing that pops up. You can get all the variants on there, all the past variants on there, all of the add-ons. There's everything there. We're on the 4th stretch goal, so you get a ton of cool stuff. For a $5 PDF, you get the color version and the black and white version. And then you get 16 other PDF number ones from other amazing, great indie people. And you get the PDF of the our Damnation prequel issue 1. The song and the video, if you remember, that song is the background of our song that was written just for our comic book. The lyrics are based on our characters. It's an add-on for $5. And you get the instrumental and the vocal version. And you can also buy our stuff on worthychaoscomics.com. Or, yes, you could just PM me and say, I want to buy this, and I will ship it to you. Because that's brilliant. So you can do that as well.
All right, guys, we've got an hour and 16 minutes in. So there, hey, looky there. There's a Phil sharing out some stuff there. Here we are. There it is.
Oh, okay. Phil got it.
Phil got it right there. Thank you, Phil.
Thank
we
you.
love having you here because he's going, that man in them rose-colored glasses. We enjoy having him on here. So she pretty much, at the end of the show, we usually have the guests say, hey, this is where you can get everything. Steve just touched on that. So, Corissa, we're going to give you the final say-so. Then I'm going to hit Phil. Then we're going to hit Mr. Steve-O there. Then I'm going to say something last, and we're going to call it an evening. We just want to thank you.
Thank you
For coming on and, doing everything you did. We want to have you on multiple times. Every time you got something coming out, you got a new idea, you got everything. You're welcome on our show anytime. And like to see you get hooked up with some, new people. Yeah, we want to see you, stretch this thing out, do what you want to do. The plushies, I think, are cool. The statues are just phenomenal. That wooden piece, your metal prints, I mean, all that stuff. You've got it where, the word diversity, I love that. You're diversified where you're not just hooked on one thing. You've got it where it's, I don't collect comics, but I like this. You're touching all bases with that stuff. So I like the ideas.
I'm very touchy-feely.
I really appreciated you coming on here.
Yeah, so anytime. I mean, I definitely, I'll come back as much as you want, but right. I would definitely want to come back for October because it's going to be a huge month. Right. And I want to show everyone the extra merch I'm going to have then. So plus the covers and the topless vampire on Apollo, of course.
I love to hear that.
But yeah, I'm good. Everyone just go find me on Kickstarter. You've got 9 days. So.
All right. Phil? All right. My name is Phil, and I'm an alcoholic. No, I'm sorry. Wrong room.
Wrong room, yeah.
Okay. So, no, I am a comicaholic is what I am. But anyway, so I have the shows that I do on Mondays, except that that's not actually true for right now because I am on hiatus. Because there is an event that's coming up that is a little bit bigger than my actual book launch, May 30th, because June 4th, I am getting married. So my future wife, if I tell her that I'm doing any shows, then she'll hit me with the good arm, and then that arm will be messed up too. We don't want to mess up both arms and mess her all up on all that. So I'm going to take some time off of this. The shows will not come back until the first week of July. Is whenever I'll start the official shows back on that. But telling you right now, whenever we do come back, we are coming back with a vengeance because I'm coming back with a sponsor list that we are working on, locking in the last 2 I think we got left. We are going to have some new intros that are on there with some new artwork. We're really going to come back pretty hard and heavy on this one. But May 30th, of course, is the book launch for Voices in the Dark. Some of the artists that are involved in there are, of course, Chelsea, which was on here tonight earlier, mm-hmm. Chelsea Dupree. Her first official comic book cover being on there. We have got Zumi Neko, which does some of the animated covers that are out there. She's doing an animation homage on there for us. We have got William Russell, the Angry One himself, is doing the Kickstarter exclusive. Will be on there. And then we just signed on Richard. Let me see, Richard the Third. Let me see if I can find. He's so new, I don't even have his full thing on here. It's Richard Jones the Third. Just got signed on to Team Voices for doing the tarot card cover. So it's going to be a lot of fun doing this and setting this all out there. But the main thing is, y'all, pay attention to the new people that are out there and the ones that are just really sweating it to show that they're putting in the work on the stuff. Because you never know what diamonds in the rough you're going to miss if you don't pay attention to them.
Right.
Put that spotlight on the indies and see who you can show up out there and see what's going on. And do not miss out on Worthy Chaos. This thing is running hard and heavy out there. You do not want to miss out on this train before it gets out of range.
Thank you.
Steve-O?
How am I supposed to follow up?
Well, I know. I mean, he's getting married. He's got, I know. I'm just, All
right, well, thank you for your time. Thank you for being on the podcast. We appreciate you. We love you. You are amazing. And, I can't follow up with what he was saying because he did a whole speech. So, like always, guys, I'm Scuba Steve. I do want to say something. Make sure to support people. Share the love because there's too much darkness in this world. So, just help each other out.
Hi, Lisa.
That's it, guys. I want to wrap it up. And guys, I want to tell you something. Life's too short. We're all friends out here. Let's keep it together. I want to thank Corissa for being here. Great.
My pleasure.
You're awesome when it comes to writing. You've got this down pat. I know you've got to have a great husband because he supports you. and he knows you're talented, very talented. And
You
like I
guys
said,
are so great for my ego. You have no idea.
well, it's all the other endeavors you've got going with it, not just the book, but the plushies, the statues, this, that, and the other. And like I said, you've been on with Demon Phil, and Demon, we want to give you, credit for a lot of this because you've had her on before and wanted to be on with this, want to be on with us, and we want to, he's getting ready to get married, and want to say get well to him. He's been kind of under the weather, and Lady Trish with her arm, want her to get married because she is a nurse, so we need her back, full strength and ready for all this. So want to wish her well. We love her too. So, and my partner in crime here, my equal, we're missing a couple. They're out right now doing some other things. Benjamin Lee, and then Pac-Man. He is out partying somewhere. There's no telling what he's doing, but no, he's with family and he's out and about. We're missing them right now. They'll be with us next week. So it's just me and Steve at the helm with Demon Phil. He comes in and he makes sure and does cleanup work for us. If it wasn't for him, we couldn't do some of this stuff. But Steve is the man that keeps some of this stuff flowing for me. I do a lot of Q&A and try to keep the thing afloat. But I tell you what, there he is right there. Look at that mask. Look at there. If that came to your door at night and rang the doorbell and said it was DoorDash, you'd kind of freak out, wouldn't you?
A little bit, especially if I didn't order DoorDash.
Just a DoorDash. Phil would enjoy it, but I think Corissa would probably just. There he goes. Yeah, there he goes right there. There he goes. Wow. Yeah, I think it looks better with the mask myself. I won't say that out loud where you can hear it. But guys, we had a great show. Guys, just remember to follow us on Facebook. We're going to be on. Unless we have something going on where we got to cancel. We should be on every Saturday night. It's Wise Guys Collectibles. Facebook. Follow us because we're gonna be loading up this stuff. We're gonna be showing stuff that you haven't seen, and we're gonna show stuff that just is off the rails crazy. That's what we're about. We're about to go back to the old ways.
We're about giving loads.
That's it. We're just about giving. Hey, we're about connecting people.
8
together.
inches of loads. I got it.
Yep. Yeah. We seen the wood and we seen the 12 and the 8. So we're getting there. So
yep.
He was excited. So no, we want to thank all of our viewers. Everybody commented tonight. Even the Tickle Elmo guy, we liked him too, coming in asking questions. So that was great. But guys, just want to end it here and tell you guys much love, and out there to Jesse, much love to your mom, and I hope she gets better. If you've seen this tonight, we want to always thank him. That's the 6-shooter out there in Arizona, in Glendale, Arizona. That's the Comic Book Shopping Network. That would be Jesse James, one of the best in the business. He's the one that really got this stuff started with going live and selling comic books back in the day. Him and the guy from Comics Elite, Sean, they really got this stuff started. So want to send out love to him. So guys, with that, we will see you next Saturday, 10 o'clock Central. Just check your watch and know when that is, because I can't tell you.
Clean the wheel.